Hello, everybody. Welcome to the semifinals and finals day of Pacific Mahjong League. If for the chat here, the pre-game questions, that is NBA Jam's Team Select theme. So today we have the top 8 players fighting it out to see who wins. The semifinal tables are set. So it's going to be the same players playing twice with each other. So no swapping of tables. And then the top 4 cut, I think it's by score, to the finals table. And so today with me, we have Mr. and Fake Gamer Guy here to commentate the semifinals for you.
Heyo.
Hello, everyone.
All right. So I will have to apologize that they don't have too much time for introductions. We did see Fake Gamer Guy yesterday, but you have 2 minutes to introduce yourself, Mister, before the game starts. Take it away.
Okay, great. I don't need too much time. I'm Anthony, otherwise known as Mister. I'm also from the Seattle Richie Mahjong Club with Fake Gamer Guy, and I'm happy to commentate for you guys. I'll be here for the semifinals, and then we'll have a different casting pair for the finals as well. So hopefully we'll provide great commentary for both semifinals and finals. Nothing else to say. I played Mahjong for 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years. I don't know.
So how'd you get into Mahjong?
Actually, a coworker of mine brought me over to play Rigi Mahjong in Seattle, and so I played variations of Chinese Mahjong with no scoring or just house rules. And when I realized there's this whole tournament style and actual points, it definitely scratched my itch, and I've loved it ever since. So
cool. All right, that's a solid compact introduction. Thanks, Mister. And for those of the viewers who weren't here yesterday, we got about 30 seconds left. If you want to make a spiel, Fake Gamer Guy.
Yeah, I'm Fake Gamer Guy. I run Mahjong.wtf, where I document Mahjong video games by scanning, photographing, and reviewing games. I'm part of the Seattle Mahjong Club, along with many of the other casters from this weekend, and I'm looking forward to a good semifinals and finals.
All right, right on time. Right on time. We actually had a lot to say about Mahjong.wtf yesterday, but not enough time to do it. So definitely check out Mahjong.wtf if you are interested in old Mahjong games like I am. All right, so here we are. Take it away.
Awesome. So on this table we have Timo. He was first in the leaderboard, and he's starting as the East dealer. And then we also have Brandon, who is coming in as the 8th seed. As South, we have Cassandra as the 5th seed, and we have Alandi with coming in as the 5th seed. But the points don't matter here. All points that are accumulated in the semifinals is what will determine who will move on. It'll be the first and the second place players' total points for the 2 games that they're playing.
Yeah, so the strategy should be pretty different than what we've seen from the rest of the tournament. obviously when you're going through the qualifying rounds, you want to get as many sort of big hands, first place finishes as you can. Um, Not necessarily because you want to finish first for bragging rights, but because you want that extra buffer, so that if you do get into the top 8, you don't get knocked out by anybody else. But here, you're almost just fighting for second. So, once you're in a pretty good position, we might see a lot of people just trying to hurry up the game with, uh, Tanya Nomi, Reach Nomi, stuff like that, just trying to hurry up the game and focusing less on points because they won't carry over to the next round.
Right, exactly. There's Uma in still, so it's plus 15, plus 5, but so it's relatively small. But yeah, once you get in a good lead, maybe if you take first in the first game, then you can try to just stabilize, and you'll be happy getting a second or third in the second game.
Yeah, so Timo, our first place qualifier and our dealer for this round. Actually, if you look at their scores going back to round 3, round 3, I believe. So they were in third place, but they were in really tight contention with pretty much everybody else at the top of the pack. Austin and Pio were they had pulled pretty far away from everybody else, had about twice the points as third down. But then going into round 4, actually exiting round 4, Timo had actually managed to catch up with them with about 1,050 points, and everybody else was at about, oh, hang on, double reach. Not double reach, but back to, whoa.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
2 Regis on the field, exactly. And Brendan was in Tempai as well, but I decided to break it. And Cassandra deals in.
On the epots, too.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Didn't get the Tanya here, but
yeah, luckily that wasn't the biggest hand ever, but unfortunately on the very first hand of the game, dealing into an epots is it's kind of bad for the psyche a little bit.
Yep. That's okay. It's only the first round, and so I think the overlay says Brendan is still East, but I think Brendan is now East. My fault for that. And we see that they have a relatively quick game. They have 2 completed sets and have a Ryaman shape to fill. Just needs to find a pair and can even have a sneaky wait on either the East or the Red Dragon if they're able to get the 2-so. While Cassandra is, has a normal hand. Could look for Tanya. Oh, but she actually goes for G-Toy, aiming for G-Toy, discarding the Amon. And she's Ishan 10. Very nice. Lottie also Ishan 10, and just looking for a pair, or can even discard a White Dragon if she draws either the 2, 5, or 8-so for a better weight. And we get a reach from the first seeded player.
Ooh, are we going to see another back-to-back reach?
Ooh, okay. Brandon decides to Damaton this, pushing a relatively safe tile against Timo, but doesn't want to fully commit here, considering there's only 3 2-cells left. They have a chance again. Okay, they decide to bail.
Yeah, cons have been surprisingly plentiful during this tournament. I think, God, was it during some of the matches that I was commentating? I think we saw something like 4, 5, 6 cons during the course of like 2 games. It was pretty surprising.
Wow. Well, I mean, this con will definitely benefit Timo here, considering his weight is very good. A 147 weight. 2 of them being Dora. Let's see if he gets anything from the Conjurador. no benefit, but it's such a big hand, it does not matter. 12,000 points. And Teemo's looking very good.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant lead, and we're already going into East 3, so we're a decent way through the game. With the
Yeah. If I was Teemo, I'd be very, very happy where I am right now, and I would look to not place too much risk. But I mean, it's still early on, like you said, so anything can happen here. Glancing at the board, Cassandra and Teemo both have Yakuai pairs, and but Teemo's is slightly better with the Dora, the Red Dragon Dora pair. So I'd like to make another big hand here, and let's see if anyone can stop him from winning.
Yeah, it looks like he's 3 Shanten right now, so he's still got a little ways to go, but he's definitely in a position for a pretty big hand.
Looks like the other players are a little bit faster though, so hopefully they can stop Teemo from rampaging over this table. Love to see that. Brandon Ishanten could, if they get the 8-pin or the East, they'll have Chanta, which will be really good. Nice value. Lottie calling for Tenpai with no Yaku. So they're looking to switch over, hopefully draw on a 6-mon and get Tanya there. We'll see how that pans out. All right, Cassandra making ways for Toy Toy, as well as opportunity for Toy Toy. But Teemo is able to reach with his
Yet
Dora
again.
pair and with the Rihanna weight, 4/7 Mon weight. It's very nice. Cassandra chases, pushing a dangerous 2-pin tile for Tenpai. Luckily, her weight is overlapping with Teemo's weight. So if she draws the 7-mon, then she won't have to discard the dangerous tile. I guess there's no more 7-mons left in the wall. Brandon is Tenpai, but with no Yaku. So we'll see if they can maintain Tenpai here, but it will be difficult with no Doracine and a lot of dangerous tiles. Okay, so he does decide to bail.
Yeah, so if you're at this table,
Mm-hmm.
in first is just rampaging, and then they reach yet again, 2/3 of the way through the hand, are you just totally bailing, or do you think you would try and, fight for 10-pipe payments since third and fourth are still relatively close?
Yeah. For me personally, I think I would still play relatively normally and still, like, I wouldn't necessarily change what I'm thinking here, because if you're still in close contention with third and fourth, so you still want to, even if first place is really far ahead, I would still want to get enough value to get second place, and I would just play with standard risk cost benefit, not playing too safe, because a good Mongon hand will get you far away from third and fourth, and all you need is first and second in order to advance to the finals here.
Yeah, Cassandra opening up with a pretty monstrous high pie.
Ooh, I like it. 2 Dora. Could looking for Honitsu here. Still relatively far away, but maybe she'll get help from Brandon and be able to call some tiles here.
Yeah, if they're able to pull some of the, I was gonna say some of the dragon tiles, but now they're only eligible for the tune.
Right.
But yeah, a nice Honitsu 2 Dora, maybe a little bit of reach and Uradora on that. That could be, oh, as dealer? Yeah, that could be huge.
That would be, yeah, a nice manga on hand with Honitsu Dora too. She can even call the West. She doesn't even need the dragons here in order to call, since she does have another Yaku, being the Honitsu, of course. And for her, it would also still be a Mongon here with Boron. Ooh. Goes for the opponent of Dragon, or opponent of the Dora. Maybe they'll scare the other players and buy her some time to finish her still relatively slow hand.
Yeah, it looks like she's still two Shanten, so still got a little ways to go, but yeah, with the availability of basically calling at will, we should be able to see. Oh, and the Ron puts that hand to bed.
Brandon with the Tenpai for one Han. Here's a good weight. 6-9 cell. And you secure second going into E4. Or I guess it prevents Cassandra's dealership. I'm sorry, misread the points there. So the points are still relatively even. People are Brenda's trailing a little bit far from second place here, but it seems like it's around 13,000 points. So a Mongon or two will put them close. A Mongon Sumo will put them like really close to second place here, with a whole South round to go. So still plenty of, and they actually are looking like they have a really good hand here. John 10 for Ibeiko Bingfu. Meanwhile, Timo draws another dragon pair, the Dora dragon pair. Looks like his flow is going very well for him, this Hanchan.
Yeah, Elodie is only 7,500 points away from Timo in the lead, so as a dealer, you don't really need that big of a hand in order to catch up, especially with the repeat rounds after that. So we might be seeing some quicker jabs out of that player just to try and catch up, do a little sprint up to first place.
Yeah, that'd be great to see. He's Ishanten, so even though it has no Yaku here, it would be reaching Omi. But as dealer, all I have to do is flip some Uradora or Sumo, and it becomes really good for you. Brandon is now waiting on decides to reach. Now waiting on the 6-9 pin weight.
Yeah, unfortunately for Elodie, oh, there's the 8. Unfortunately, he may end up dropping the 6 here because the 6-8 weight's not terribly favorable. But given that only one Pinzu has been dropped by Brandon, might end up hanging on to those.
Yeah, a little scary, but they are dealers, so Elodie's dealers, so they can push a little bit more greedily, I feel. But Timo, full speed ahead, dealing in safe or tossing safe tiles and getting closer to Tenpai for his Mongon hand. If he gets that Mongon, he will surely be happy, looking to secure first place.
Yeah,
So
Lodi looks
there's
like they're just conceding their hand and making sure they don't deal into anybody at this point, trying to keep secure on their second place position.
they are still Ishan 10 for Tenpai, so you know, if a 7-mon or a 4-mon gets dropped by someone, they can throw out their 4-mon, like call 5-pin for example, and get into Tenpai while discarding save tile. But Timo did hit Tenpai on waiting for 3-pin, 7-pin, or 7-mon for a manga on hand.
Ooh, an aggressive call.
Goal, looking to get into Tenpai near the end. Cassandra is also Ishan 10, but has decided to bail her hand. Oh, Timo considering changing the weight. Just for safety here. Seems like everyone is playing very close to their hands. Don't want to give any points away to their fellow competitors in 3rd and 4th place, which is great. So now we see we're in South 1, the first game, and Timo's looking very good with a pair, completed set in 2 Ramen shapes. Brendan, on the other hand, is looking a little bit far, unfortunately. Godora. Cassandra calls the South, hoping to end Timo's dealership here. That'll be great for the rest of the table.
Yeah, I'm looking at their hand, and so far I'm only seeing the South in there. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of opportunity for additional Yaku in there.
Yeah, it'll probably only be a just South. If they draw the Dora, they might be able to sneak it in their hand. But it was just right now it's looking just like a nice quick hand. Lodi has a pair of an Anko of the Red Dragons, and it's Ishan 10. So but Timo hits Tenpai here. Decides to call the 2-pin, now waiting on the 4, so 3 left in the wall. It is Tanya Dora, but they are dealers, so it is still worth quite a bit. Oh, they can change the weight here.
Yeah, Cassandra's in Tenpai now.
Oh, nice. So 3 people in Tenpai. Oh no, Alodi's Ishan 10. 2 people in Tenpai. Cassandra with the better weight, slightly better weight. Since the 6-0s are 2 6-0s are out from Timo's perspective. Alodi just hitting Tenpai and then drawing their winning tile. Perfect, 2700. Looking to secure 2nd place and even could overtake 1st place. Going into South, since they still have their dealership left as well. Both 3rd place and 4th place have their dealership, so no one is safe yet. Timo and Lodi still need to fight hard here, make sure that they don't deal into a big hand from either 3rd place or 4th place here.
And Brandon's in excellent position for a Honitsu Yakuhai right out of the gate, so we'll see how hard he's going to end up pushing for that.
Looks like, yeah, he's keeping his option open. Definitely could go for Honitsu if he draws enough Sozi tile, but also technically potential for just a quick hand South, or Sanshoku is looking pretty kind of far for them, even though they have 8s and 9s in their hand. But
Yeah, I keep thinking that there's a Junchan in here, but it's like, well, they'd have to get rid of their whole like, 3, 4, 5 middle block, and now it's a 4, 5, 6 middle block. It's pretty far away.
Yeah. All they do is call this out. And they could be weakened in position. They can even look for Itsu there as well for even more value if they're able to draw the 7 so or the 1 so.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Timo is also apparently going for a Honitsu with 1 Dora in hand.
Yes.
Actually, it's potentially a Honitsu Itsu, since they've got the 4, 5, 6 called already, and they've got the 7, 8 in hand, and a 1, 2 in hand. So we'll see how that progresses.
Yeah, they're able to play this way because they do have 3 relative safe tiles here. So if someone reaches or shows signs of danger, they don't have to deal dangerous tiles against them. And Brandon's dream of a dealer big hand is erased with the win. Just an Itsunomi open hand. So it's a 1 Han by Aladi, but so that's unfortunate for Brandon, breaking up the 8-pin pair in order to trying to get more value there, but instead deals in for 1,000 points. Luckily, it's not a big hand, but it does end their dealership. So it's going to be a lot harder to catch up.
Yeah, 21,700 points behind first, and third's not that much further away. So, gonna require some really fast big hands in order to catch up and get into second place.
Yeah. Points do matter a little bit here, so like you definitely don't want to go into a downward spiral here, and get a really bad 4th place, because depending on the placements, even if you get 4th place on the first round for the first Hanshan, if you get a good first in the second Hanshan, you have a chance to make it second or make it to the finals if the person who gets second place at this table ends up 4th, for example, in the next round. So you have the points here. It's like even if you're 4th place, you definitely don't want to go in a downward spiral and go all out. And looks like Brandon is gonna fight for 3rd place here. That is a difference of 10 points with the UMA. So, or I guess yeah. Cassandra's Ishanten with 1 Dora and guaranteed good weight. So she'll be happy about that, even especially as dealer. Aladi, on the other hand, still relatively far. Decides to call to speed up their hand. But still a Yanshanten, so we'll see. And Brandon hits Tenpai on the 4-7 pin weight after discarding the Hatsu. Wow. It is a very tight race for 3rd and 4th here. That they just exchange points and exchange placements. So it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 4th fighting, and 2nd and 1st fighting for their placements. Of course, if you get a amazing hand here, that anyone can fight for 1st place. But given the hands that we see here, it's going to be hard for Brandon or Cassandra to make a big enough hand to get to 1st for this round. And it looks like Aladi, our dealer, has a great starting hand. Still, there's no value here, but the the weights that she can choose are great. And it doesn't seem like anyone is going to be able to compete with her in speed. Timo is waiting for the south and just wants to call for just to end Eladi's dealership. Does not want Eladi to catch up and overtake him for first place. We'll see if the south ends up leading Eladi's hand, or if Eladi decides to wait also on the south if she draws the for 1 or 4 mon here. Meanwhile, Brandon's hand is unfortunately looking quite far still, and Cassandra is Ishanten. So if she's able to win her hand, which is looking like a reach Dora one, she will be able to overtake Brandon if she sumos or wins directly off of Brandon.
Yeah, she needs about 3,000 points, so it's kind of a gamble. At that point, it's like you can, choose to reach, and then somebody deals in. It's like, well, it's not the right player. You're gonna, maybe pass up on the win and hope to get the sumo later on, something like that. But even then, there's a lot of a chance at play there.
That's right. But I would go for the chance here. Even hitting Ura or sumoing is roughly like 33% chance if you reach with the normal hand, assuming you don't have like 3 onkos, for example. Your average to get 1 extra han after you reach is around 33%.
So there's an Ipeco opportunity that just presented itself.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Now, if she's able to get Ipeco with her hand, then she doesn't need the extra the gamble here.
Yeah, currently 1 Shanten, but unfortunately one of the tiles in her hand that she needs to get rid of is a lethal tile.
Yeah, Timo was able to call 3 tiles from Eladi, getting into 10-5 for the 1-4 mon. And there it is. Timo defending his early lead and takes a relatively strong first place. Wow. Very nice by Timo. Unfortunately, Cassandra wasn't able to complete her hand and overtake Brandon in 3rd place. But again, so now that we know the scores here, it does change up the match strategy for all the players. Timo is just looking to defend. He doesn't need to get first place next round. He probably just wants to avoid 4th place. He did get a relatively. It's not like the biggest first place, but it's not a small first place either. So even a 3rd place placement gives him a good chance to move on to the finals. And of course, getting either 1st or 2nd getting 1st will guarantee his placement, and getting 2nd is very likely to guarantee very likely for him to go into the finals, assuming no crazy big first from any of the other players.
Yeah, so it looks like the standings are now published. So I'm only seeing the game that we just watched. So I'm checking to see if the other game is still in progress.
Yep. It looks like it is. I'll get us in there soon. That was actually really interesting. Elodie had quite the game there, but just wasn't able to win because she had a slower hand against Timo's faster hand, who could call in South 4. So the other game's in South 3. I'll get the overlay up now.
Okay, great. Be good to see what the standings are there. Or just a reminder, the points from the previous on-gen, the points here are not related. So the players here are only competing against the players here. You just need to get 1st or 2nd total points at your table. So these 4 players will play each other again next Mahjong, and it's whoever gets. You just add up the number of points that they got, and whoever gets the first or second will move on to the finals against the other table. It's first or second.
I'm really liking Nobita-kun's hand right here. I'm a really big fan of Ipeko, and so seeing this sort of like 4-4, 5-6-6, 7-7 with the Dora in the middle, I don't know. These are the kind of hands that I really enjoy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, right now in the stream, we cannot see that yet, but what you just described sounds amazing. I would definitely want that hand. There we go.
Yeah, overall the points are startlingly close for being in South 3.
Yeah, South 3, everyone's really close. We do have 3rd and 4th with 300-point difference here. So any hand can change the flow. Even a hand from PO or Austin here, if they sumo, it will change the placement between 3rd and 4th most likely. So everyone has to fight here. So we'll see how this turns out. Kyle is still relatively far from his hand. And Austin gets his hand, his Ping Fu Dora 1, waiting on the 5-8. Definitely have a chance to overtake Pio here in the first place. If he sumos and hits a Mura.
Oh wow! And the Epot sumo.
There it is. Guaranteed Maga. Let's see if he hits for any Ura.
No Uradora, but still Mongon.
Yeah, still Mongon. That does put him in first place for going into South 4. But it is Pio's dealership. So any hand here is, well, not any hand, but Pio has a good chance of getting first place here if he can manage to build up just keep winning.
Yeah, 5,200 point hand shouldn't really be too far out of the cards, so I think we could definitely see an overtake into first place here, but the difficulty is going to come in, their dealer, so if they are in first place and they keep winning, they're going to have to stop winning in order to end the game, and unfortunately, not winning means losing points a lot of the time, so they're going to have to build up a nice safe buffer before either somebody else wins or before they intentionally discard out of Tenpai.
Yeah. And as we saw before, Kyle and Alexander were, only 300 points away, but because Austin sumoed that, Kyle is now dropped to 4th place. And so he'll need to fight in order to go back to 3rd place here. Just needs 3,000 points, roughly. It's looking good for Alexander on the other side. Has just each on 10 here for them, and has a Dora. They only need 12,000, so they need 12,200 points. So unfortunately, Among Us Sumo is not enough to overtake Pio. So they'll probably have to wait for a direct hit if they wanted to overtake. But again,
it looks like
go ahead.
I was gonna say, it looks like Austin calls into Tenpai. So now the entire table's at risk, but nobody has any lethal tiles. So at this point he's waiting to draw his own tile, but there's only looks like one left in the wall.
Yeah, he's also waiting on the 6-0. as well. So he has 1 3-0 and 3 6-0s. So he hopefully he's well, depending who you're rooting for, he's definitely hoping to just self-draw it. Looks like if anyone else draws it, they'll probably likely get discarded since no one has any Sozu tiles left in their hand. PO did hit Tenpai though. Waiting on the 5-8 pin. Unfortunately, 5 of them are in Alexander's hand. Ooh, this is a decision for Austin. He doesn't know the danger level of Alexander's hand, and if he deals in here, he does run the risk of dropping to second place. Instead, he chooses to play it safe, and technically still 10-5, but it's likely going to continue folding here with the 3-4s though. Oh wait, yeah, 5-so is Nagasushi here, so relatively. Pia is able to sumo their way 3,000 points. So now just
100 points below first.
wow. All right, here it is. So just a reminder that the game does not end if PO manages to overtake first place. Like for example, wins their hand, the dealer does continue to keep playing in South 4 even if they're in first place. They do still need a bigger buffer in case someone is able to make a comeback and can't play too safe or still wants to get good value here.
Yeah, one of the things that PO might be hoping for is for third and fourth to be attacking each other. That way, the the dealership ends without him losing any point. Well, I guess he still needs to get an extra 1,000 points in before that happens, or 100 points rather.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not enough to overtake first place.
Yeah, so one of the other players would have to end up attacking Austin directly to try and move up a little bit. Bringing Austin down into second place is also another option.
But Austin does hit Tenpai here with a 3-so. 2 of them being in PO's hand. It looks like PO is trying to call for Honitsu here. He does win the Honitsu. That will be very good for him. But he does need to dodge this 3-so and make sure everyone else dodges the 3-so as well. Unfortunately, that's just the luck of the draw.
Yeah, it looks like Alexander might be trying to go for a Chanta hand, which would be pretty interesting. I don't think I've seen any Chantas in this tournament so far.
Ooh, it would be pretty spicy. Fortunately, we'll need to call or draw 3 more tiles in order to complete it, and it's not such a good wait, but there's a dream, that's for sure. Kyle is looking to complete their hand as well. They're still around Shanten. That tile does help. And all they need is 2,000. How much do they need? Yeah, 2,000 points.
Oh, and just like that, Alexander is Tenpai, waiting on the
nice.
3-pin.
You may get to see what you wanted to see. 3-pin. They're all there's three left in the wall. And it looks like Austin was also able to improve their weight to a 3-6 weight. Here it is, Kyle deciding what weight they want, or if they want to reach. They decide not to reach.
No.
Is that enough? I don't think that's enough. That is not enough to overtake fourth place. Oh no, it is. Oh, they tied. Third and fourth place tied because there's the 300 points in the middle.
Yeah, the direct hit on Austin, though, is enough to push PO into the lead just barely.
Wow. PO thinking the gods here. Wow. What a even closer game than the first game that we saw.
Yeah, I'll get clarification from the tournament staff to see if there's a if they both get points for third, or if seat order determines the UMA penalties and stuff like that.
Yeah, by WRC rules, they should split the UMA. I'm pretty sure it's like Beachan is overriding the in-game score with the tied UMA instead.
Okay. So then if it's tied to UMA, they'll both get -10 for the UMA. Not too shabby.
Okay.
For
Yeah,
Alexander's not too happy to see that, but
yeah, it has
yeah.
to
So I'm
be.
looking at the finished results right now, and they both have a -1088, or sorry, a -1088.
It has to be done manually, because the bot just takes the score directly from Mahjong Soul, and Mahjong Soul does not support tied UMA, so they
Yeah.
overwrite it later.
I think this is the first time I've seen this in the tournament as well.
wow. So yeah, it's gonna be close between all the tables so far. No one ran away with the games. The both third and fourth place players on both tables do have a chance. They don't even need a big first. If they're able to get a decent amount up first, they will have a good chance to make it, depending on the placements of the other players. Hopefully the players are reviewing what they need in order to move on. And hopefully maybe we can get the scores up for each of the tables.
All right. Just a second. I think, are they on a different page? Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not able to see it on the original page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on a /21, or sorry, 71.
Okay. Got it. Let me just make sure everything is in order. Yep. All right, there you go.
Oh, perfect. So a reminder that the placements here don't necessarily matter. Only the placement between the four players at your table matter.
Okay, so I just want to clarify one thing. The UMA was multiplied by 10 on the tie because it's an override. It was an override, and so they're not at -108.8. They're at -18.8. So they are both ahead of Cassandra here, the tied players. And in fact, no, they would be a little bit behind Brandon. Yeah.
So reminder that Kimo, Aladi, Brandon, and Cassandra were all at the same table. So
we also have sorry, we have another word from the admin. Admin just saying overall there's a bug in the scores. I think it's just the 7th and 8th players, but we'll say these scores are unofficial for now.
Okay, unofficial scores. Hopefully we can get that sorted for you guys and for the players. Sorry about that. So what do you think, Travis, about the play that we're seeing?
I was a lot closer than I was expecting. Game one was a little bit more, or rather, table one was a little bit more of what I was expecting, with sort of a bigger divide between kind of first and second fighting and third and fourth fighting. But it was really surprising coming into table two to see everybody within just a few thousand points of each other. The gap between first and fourth was definitely not impossible to overcome. So it was, yeah, pretty shocking to come in and just see, like, oh man, everybody's like really in contention here.
Yeah. It's great to see there, and I think the level of play that we're seeing here is great.
Yeah, I think that that opening epots was probably a little bit of a wake up call for everybody. Just sort of like, hey, like, it's still early, depending on where you are. It's still early, just got to make sure that you pay attention to everything that's going on. Don't fight for small hands. And I think once everybody saw that, it's like, all right, game face on. We got to be a little bit more conservative. And then from that point on, we didn't see a whole lot of deal-ins. It didn't see any other epots, I don't think. So it looked like everybody definitely put their defenses up after that, and um, yeah, I was making sure that they were fighting for reasonable hands.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very happy to see that no one was chasing with small hands against reach or anything bigger.
Yeah, while we're waiting for round 2 to start, I'm just scrubbing through table 2's replay to see if there's anything wild that we missed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Pio in East 1 sumoed with a white dragons that were all Dora.
Wow.
Reach, Sumo, Yakuhai, Dora 3 for a Hanemon. That's a heck of an opening volley for their table.
Wow. Wow. And even after that, the scores were close in South 4. So that goes to show that you can't be too happy with where you are. Always can't be too comfortable. You have to always be fighting.
Yeah, scores are pretty much they didn't really change between that first East 1 hand and going into South 4. South 1 is where things actually really started to change.
All right, I think I've found it. As you can hear, I think I found the hand.
Yeah. Great.
All right. So
some background from the tournament. With Pio had a 30% Agari percentage rate, and Austin had a 29% Agari rate. Basically means like Pio won 30% of the hands that they played coming into, and Austin won 29% of the hands that they played during the initial rounds. So they have been hitting Tempai quite a bit and winning their hands. Goes to show how strong of a player they are. All right, so here on the stream we have East 1. We're replaying. Unfortunately, we know the results, and this is going to be exactly. It's going to be great to see. I wish we could see the faces of the players when this happened.
Yeah, scrubbing through the rest of this round, like I said, not a whole lot happened. Austin kind of came back a little bit. Just really, really steady, consistent hands, but yeah, and then Pio's points, they got that initial lead with the Hanemon, and then their points just sort of got whittled away a little bit over time, and by the end of South 4, yeah, it was that 100-point difference that they couldn't overcome anymore.
Very nice replay there.
all right, so there is a bit of a longer break between the games today since we only have 4 games. The next game is scheduled for, I believe, on the 45. So if it's 2:45, 1,
Yeah, so
11:45, I believe, Pacific.
Yeah,
time.
it's about 17 minutes.
Yes. Okay. So we are going to take a short break. We will be back just before the games start. to recap the standings and go over things again. In the meantime, stick with us and give all your favorite competitors luck for their second game, because they will need it.
Yeah, give them energy in chat.
Yes.
All right, we are back with first a recap of the standings, and then the second game of semifinals to see who will make it through the top cut to top 4 in the finals table. Joining me again is Mr. and Fake Gamer Guy here to commentate the second match.
It's good to be
Again.
back.
Yeah, we got some exciting matches going on, and hopefully, and the race is close for first and second. Remember, it's top 2 from each table make it to the finals and win the cup, and they make it to the finals and win the coveted PML Reaching Mahjong Open. And here we see the points. Looks like these points are still yeah. We don't need the exact points to see who's in the lead yet in each table. So Timo is relatively far ahead of Aladi here, 161 points. I guess it's with the Uma, and Uma's around 100 points, right? Because it's multiplied by
So
10.
Uma is 15.5. So everything here is
15.5.
multiplied by 10, so it'd be 150.50.
Right. That makes sense to me. Yeah, so the difference between placements is just 100 points. So even though the gap seems big because everything's multiplied by 10, it's not too hard to overtake anyone. Aladi, Brandon, and Cassandra and Timo were all at the same table, and so if we look at those 4 points total, that's what matters here. So even though Cassandra's in 4th place at her table, she can still make it past her table if she gets 1st place. She definitely needs 1st place here. Big 1st place would be helpful, but depending on how Aladi and Brandon does, she could do. She could still make it. Brandon is also looking to get 1st or 2nd. 1st would make it, so it's likely that he makes it to the final. But again, it still depends on the placement. So all the players do need to make sure that they know what everyone else's points are in order to know how many points they actually need in order to advance to the finals.
Yeah, the TOs are confirming that Alexandra and Kyle are at minus 188, so that would put them both tied for 6th place.
Right, 188. Perfect. So that's a super close race. 3rd and 4th place. Because they tied Uma here, it's hard to say exactly what they want. They definitely need to do better than the other player. So in order to make it to the finals, but then they would also need to overtake either PO or Austin here.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough, especially considering how well. I mean, all 3 of our top finishers for this last round have been doing overall in the tournament. I mean, they've been far and away ahead of the pack when you look at their points for each round. So, with only 1 game left, it's going to be really difficult to get a big enough hand to really make an upset. But I mean, at this point, nothing's really impossible. You just gotta, look for the value in your hand and just, you just gotta push for it. With only 1 game left, you can't really play all that conservative. You can't play, sloppy. But if you see a 50-50, I mean, you're probably gonna have to take all of them.
Yeah, it's definitely at the point where they need to take some risks. You can't be happy settling with a 3rd place here unless you're in 1st place at your table. And remember, PO and Austin's table, they were really close between 1st and 2nd. So
100 points difference.
Yeah. So they definitely they actually still need to fight even harder because third and fourth place tied. So there's no like fourth place person who got the complete -15 UMA in order to like sandbag against. Like they both Alexander and Kyle, since they shared the UMA, have a chance to make it if they get first place. So P and Austin definitely still have to defend there. It's gonna be great. Let's see the table. I think we are actually going to be seeing that table when it comes up, coming up soon. PL, Austin, Alexander, and Kyle's table. So that will be a very exciting punch-on to see.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the games to actually launch. It should be any moment now. So we've got a 5-minute delay once the game starts before we can watch it. So we've still got a little bit of time left.
And Travis, how nervous would you be feeling right now?
Well, from personal experience, I can tell you that so I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but at the Seattle Open back in February, before the current situation, going into the very last round of the preliminaries, I was ranked third, and I had a couple rough games, but my strategy overall was just play conservative. If you see a dangerous reach and your hand isn't Mongon plus, just be ready to just throw it away. It's not worth losing a Hanemon, dealer Hanemon, something like that. And so with that philosophy, I was sort of able to keep my nerves because I had a good plan. But going into that very last hand, it's like, oh man, I might actually make it into the finals. I've got some really dangerous opponents at my table. I've just got to make sure that I play smart, I keep my points. But in the back of my mind, there's this little thing that kept poking at me that was like, hey, well, just remember, even if you only do okay, somebody else might do really good and push you out of the top 4. And I'm like, oh no, I still need a lot of points. Like, oh, what am I gonna do? And so I ended up pushing a lot harder than I needed to, and I was chasing hands that I didn't need to chase. And so I ended up losing a bunch of points because of that. And then when you combine the fact that I'm fighting to be in the finals with like, oh, suddenly I'm not doing good, now I need to decide, do I cut my losses and bail on every hand? Do I push in order to get my points back? It got really nerve-wracking, and I ended up losing a lot more points. I think I went negative and then ended up coming back, but yeah, it's a roller coaster of emotions, because you get really excited with a big hand, and then you get really scared that you're not going to be able to play the hand correctly. And with our table in particular, because so many people were in contention for the finals table, because here we have 2 tables for the semifinals, but in the Seattle Open it was all preliminaries, and then top 4 made it to finals. And so we ended up having a small crowd gather around the table, and so people were watching my hand, they're watching my opponent's hand, and I'm just like, oh god, they're judging everything I do, and that's making me panic even more. So yeah, the nerves are real. Even in an online tournament, I think once you make it into the semifinals, you only have 2 games to really prove yourself, to prove that not only can you go up against these opponents who have proved how strong they are, but also that like you can play smart mahjong under that kind of pressure and still make it to the finals table, where you still have even more challenges later on. It's it's horrifying.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's especially I know some of these players in top 8. This is their first time making it this far, so you imagine they definitely want to make it to the finals, but since the nerves might get to them here, compared to some of the more experienced players that have played in many tournaments before. We'll have to see.
I forget what exactly your tournament experience is. I feel like you've traveled around a bit for different tournaments, but I'm a little bit fuzzy on the details.
Yeah, I've been to plenty of tournaments before COVID happened, and so I went down to PML for their last PML Open when it was in 2019, and there was also the Salt Lake City Open for the qualifiers for WRC, and where I think there actually my nerves got to me because I was right at the cutoff for finals, and then I dropped down to 5th place, right below the cutoff there, and it was a very sad moment.
Yeah, it's always rough.
Yeah, but and then I also participated in the Seattle Open for 2 of the Seattle Opens. Don't remember which years. And now since the Open happened, I also participated in the WRC when it was in Vegas in 2017.
Just a side tournament. This is a little thing you may have heard of.
Well, it's been a while since that tournament, but yeah, no, that tournament was amazing. I wish we had time to talk more about it. But
How long ago was that? Was that
2017, I think.
2017? Okay.
Like 3 years ago, roughly. Yeah, that was an amazing tournament that I'm lucky to have participated in, with one of the plenty of the top players in the world, learning from them and experiencing that. So
yeah, I would have loved to go to that just as a spectator or a fly on the wall, just to kind of be in that environment and just try and soak up everybody's good mahjong abilities or something.
Yeah. It was supposed to be in 2020 in Vienna, but it got pushed back to 2021. So right now it'll be in Vienna in 2021. I don't know. We'll be able to make it over there just to spectate, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if they could stream those events, because I know a lot of people want to be able to see the event, attend the event, but even before all of this stuff going on, it's just financially difficult to fly to the other side of the world, stay in a world-class hotel, just to watch some mahjong, right? So it would be cool to see that streamed on online, or broadcast on like a BEMA or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like the Table 2 game is about to start right now.
Awesome. This will be great. Another fun fact, I guess Austin or Nobita-kun, he is representing PML in this tournament, and he is the only player in the top 8, I believe. Maybe not the only player, but he is. I know that he is one of the faces of PML, which is where this is hosted. He's also defending his honor, and defending his league as one of the best in the country. Okay, let's get started. Looks like Pio is going straight for Honitsu here, calling the North, even though it's not their Yakuza. They're looking to call for Tenpai with the Dora, and there'll be plenty for as dealer 5800. Good start. Again, he won first place last tournament, or last round. So if he's able to secure first or second, he will very, very likely make it to the next round. So that's what he's looking for right here. But Alexander looking good himself. He's Tenpai, waiting on the Forso. No Yaku, so he can't win off anyone else. But he can change his weight so that he, for example, right now he could discard the 5 there and look for Pinfu and guarantee himself a good weight Tenpai. Decides not to. Decides to keep himself Dama, maybe looking for signs of a better weight here.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised to see them drop the 5P, and I definitely saw the opportunity for a Itsu Pinfu there. But yeah, they decided to drop the 5 and extend into the Sozu, which kind of caught me off guard a little bit.
Yeah, I think it might turn out to bite them in the butt, since they do need. They're at -18 right now, and so this was a good opportunity to get a lot of points. But it could be part of their match strategy here, because it is risky to reach here, and taking Tenpai is the safer option, quote unquote.
Yeah, right now I definitely wouldn't recommend going for the reach with that inside weight on the 6 so. Definitely want to wait for I mean that's difficult with the 3 Sozu in the discard pile. Like see, that's exactly why, because now if they reach their Footy 10, right? If they reach on the
Yeah.
7, so I mean they're basically waiting on the 8 in order to get into a 6-9 weight, but or yeah, I guess the 7 and then have a 2-7 weight. Although it's not that much better than the inside weight on the 6.
They do decide to rejump the 6 so now. There is 2 left in the wall, 1 in Austin's hand. I don't think Austin will discard that 6 so looking to just get that 2 so. And unfortunately for him, he is unlikely to get any additional value there as well. Kyle is looking close to tempo as well. The other person in contention with in third place here, so this could determine who has the better chance to get first place and overtake Austin and Pio here. Again, remember Alexander and Kyle, they have to place on top of the other in order to make it to the finals here. Oh, Kyle's able to con here with a 6-pin and draws into Tenpai.
That's a heck of a move. That's a power play.
Yeah, waiting on 369, 9 mon being Dora and E2 potential. Unfortunately, there's only 1 9mon left, but he does have the better weight against Alexander here. So we'll see. Okay, gets an exhausted draw a little bit too late. So a close call for both of them, and everyone is probably shaking their seats right now. Very close. Austin looking like he has quite a few tiles in the Pinsu. Could probably just go for a fast hand, honestly. Not doesn't need to go for Honitsu there. And could go for Tanya or anything like that. If he maintains second place, and Pio is able to get first place, then Austin is guaranteed to make it to the finals. So it does depend on who is first place there. But a quick hand for him could be beneficial. But Pio is also looking for a quick hand, defending his first place. Calling now Yanshanten or Ishanten here. Very nice.
Ooh, definitely a possibility for a San Anko, which would be a pretty fun hand to have.
Yeah, if he gets a San Anko here, they'll put him in a relatively good position to make it to the finals there.
Yeah, with the 5-6-7 in there, that could either become a Sananko or that could become an Ipeko. So a lot of flexibility in this hand. It's also Tanyao. So yeah, this is coming together pretty nicely for them.
Yep. Oh, and Austin does hit Tenpai here. We're 1-4 so, and Pio immediately calls the 5-pin and discards the 8-pin here, also being Tenpai 1-4 mon. Fortunately, Alexander just called the 4 so for Austin or from Pio, and so Austin only has 4 tiles left, or 3 tiles left, but he does sumo the better weight. Wow, the last 4 so. Getting the Tanya and hitting Ura with the 4 so. What a hand. What a hand. 8,000 points to Austin. If he maintains his first place, he's guaranteed to go into the finals here.
How big of a comfort cushion do you think that you are, I guess, comfortable with having in this kind of position where you're in first place, it's the last round of semifinals. Do you try and build up a really big cushion, or do you just try and get a reasonable lead and then just play really conservatively from that point?
Yeah, I think Mangan hands are the biggest hand that you can like relatively like aim for in like this kind of setting. So if you are above like a Mangan Sumo away from the other players, then you can feel a little bit more sense of comfort. Of course, this is only East 3, so maybe that's not even big enough. But 10,000 points, 12,000 points you don't if the next person is the dealer, or if you're the last dealer, is maybe a good cushion to aim for here. But again, it is only East 3, and one Mangan from any of the players here will diminish that lead drastically. So we have to see what will happen here. Looks like if Alexander, being the dealer, is looking to call and make a quick hand here for 1,500 points. It'll be a good way to snowball their lead, hopefully. But Austin is already Tenpai, waiting on the 2-5 so and being Damaten. But Alexander is now waiting on the 3 calling for Tenpai. Looks like it may be a fight between Austin and Alexander. Although Pio is not too far. If he could hit Tenpai here, discarding the 6-0 safely for Ping Fu. Maybe Tanya as well. Oh, but there's the run. Austin with the sneaky Damaten here, maintaining lead here. And this is part of the strategy, right? If you are in first place here, you don't need to go for the risky plays. You can just try to pass the dealership along.
Yeah, just get those points where you can, move the game along, and the quicker the game finishes, the less opportunity your opponents have to catch up. So, yeah, that's definitely the strategy right now.
Yeah, it's looking good for him. Pio, wow, with pair of dragons, pair of norths, already being able to pull in the 7 pin. Could be looking for a big hand. Also has potential for a bigger hand. Most likely it will be cheap, and for Pio, that's completely okay for now. Oh, looks like we got a DC from Alexander. Hopefully he can come back into the... Okay, good. We can pause the match here.
Yeah, they got the quick pause. The shout out to the tournament organizers and the bot creators behind the scene. There is an option that does not exist within Mahjong Soul that has been built for this tournament where players can pause the match if there is a disconnect to allow the disconnected party to rejoin or fix whatever issue that they're having. So hopefully we'll see them here. And yeah, looks like they're back.
Looks like they're back. That's great. If Pio ends up in 3rd place here, and Austin in the 1st place, it'll be very difficult for either Alexander or Kyle to make it to the finals in that scenario. So Pio, if the scores are still relatively close in the bottom, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the Sanjong, but the way it's looking right now, Pio can still aim for, as long as he doesn't get 4th place here, because he was 1st place in the last Sanjong. His strategy could just be to just try not to get last place here.
Yeah, and only 2,000 points down from 2nd, with 4,000 or 4th place only 2,000 points behind him. It's super close. Pretty much any hand that can shuffle up the order depending on if it's Sumo, Rom, or Adora. Like, it's pretty much a crapshoot. What's going to happen if any of these 2nd, 3rd, 4th players win? So yeah, Pio, I mean, if they can get 2,000 point hand out of this, like, that's, in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty big considering how close everybody is.
Yeah, Kyle with the reach here. Reach Pinfu, no Dora yet. But flip 2 Uras and Sumo, and there's a Mongon there. It'll be close. He is right now in last place in the Sanjong, so he does need a big win. He does still have this dealership left, but does not does not want to fall too far behind right now. And unfortunately, both Alexander and Pio are each on 10. So Kyle really wants to win before they can hit Tenpai. Okay, Alexander calling the 9 Mon, discarding the West, which is safe here. Number of tiles they have is shrinking though, so they have a higher likelihood of needing to deal in a dangerous tile since they don't have enough tiles in their hand. They may be forced to deal in a dangerous tile.
Unbeknownst to pretty much everybody at the table, they're all holding on to a single white dragon, because none have been discarded, so that's a very dangerous looking tile, but little do they know that it's a safe tile for everybody.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's taking up a lot of space in everybody's hand. It's reducing their efficiency. And I mean, if they're going to try and wait on it as a pair weight or something like that, it's pretty much going to kill their hand.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Austin is just hoping this guy goes to the Ryoku. No big, as long as it's not a big hand on his dealership, then he doesn't have to pay the dealer the dealer penalty, and that's exactly what he's able to do here. So that passes really well for Austin. His no big sumos on his dealership, and he's able to maintain first place going into South 1. Pio is looking good for his first dealership in South 1. Could look for Tanya here. He is in last place, really close, but it is really close between him and third and fourth place. He does need to get out of this fourth place though. So he's looking to try to win as many points as he can on his dealership and maybe be able to cruise into the finals. Looks like Austin is calling for quick hand as well, each on 10. And that will be, again, Austin's strategy is probably just to keep passing the dealership along. Right now, his placement is first place. He will make it to the finals if he wins his hand. And he gets the best weight, 3-6-0. Will it come out of Kyle's hand? He does have both. He doesn't have anything connected to the 6-0 here. He does deal it. All right. That does change things a little bit. That was a 1,000 point hand, I believe. And,
Yeah, that was, Yakuhai Nomi, so just 1,000 points.
Wow. The fight for second place here is really close. Again, Alexander and Kyle either need a big second place here, or they need to knock Pio down to fourth place and get second place. That is our win condition here. I mean, of course, if they can overtake Austin in first place, that would be ideal. But Austin is looking like he has his match strategy down to just keep passing the dealership over and hoping that no one wins a big hand. Pio looking good with 2 Dora and a Yakuhai Hanko. But here it is. Does Kyle reach on the 7-0?
Wow, really putting on the pressure with the third turn reach.
Yeah, that is big pressure here. Pio has big decisions to make because he has Dora too, and Yakuhai. So he doesn't want to let the dealer win necessarily. So he may need to push his hand in order to maintain a comfortable lead here, because this is last place dealer reach. If Kyle sumos his hand, Pio is then in fourth place. This is the ideal situation for Kyle if he's able to win a hand off Pio or sumo the 7-0.
Yeah, I really like the energy and sort of dominance of the third turn reach. But waiting on a inside weight for the 7 Sozu, I don't know that I entirely agree with that. I think it's early enough in the hand. I probably would have tried to wait for either a 5 and then reach on the 8, and then have not only some additional tiles to wait on, but then that also opens you up for an Ipeiko. or I don't know, pretty much anything to get a better weight. I feel like you had a little bit of opportunity to work in that. But then again, also, just the early reach definitely applies a lot of pressure and kind of prevents people from putting together sort of their own ideal hand, since they're having to kind of dodge around, the dealer reach with almost no information on the board.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we can see the pressure that is putting on. Pio's was folding, and Kyle was able to sumo the 7-so here. Wow, perfect. There's only one 7-so left in the wall, and he gets it. Fortunately, no Ura, but 3,000 points as Anne gets to maintain their dealership. This is looking great for them. This is what they need in order to make it to the finals here.
Yeah, moving up into second. So of course they get the 3,000 points from the hand, but more importantly, they're getting the +5 UMA instead of a -5 or -15.
Exactly. And their starting hand looks really good right now. It's not Ping Fu because of their East is their.
Oh no, did we lose him?
Uh-oh. I think we may have some Discord technical difficulties.
That's fine. We've got a reach from Kyle on the 4th discard, so maintaining the early reach pressure. Currently he is waiting on the 6-9 Monzu. Oh, drawing the East. Would have been nice to get that a little earlier, maybe wait a couple turns for the reach, but with a two-sided reach, it's not necessarily a bad thing to wait on, so we'll see how that plays out. Currently, all players are holding lethal tiles, but at first glance, it looks like they all fit nicely into their hand, so unlikely they're going to come out just sort of willy-nilly there. Players more likely to discard Pinzu and Sozu. So more than likely, Kyle's going to have to hope for another sumo. No Dora in hand, no Yakuhai. So this looks like reach Nomi. He doesn't get Pinfu because he is dealer, and with those the pair of Easts in hand, that's going to give him some fu there.
All right. So that I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Looks like Alexander's also trying to fight for his hand. He needs to fight here. This is going to be a close fight for second. Again, if either Kyle or Alexander gets second place and Pio gets fourth place, they have a chance to make it to the finals, depending on how big their second place is.
Yeah, it looks like Alexandra is trying to decide between, do they want to go for the Honitsu, or if they want to do that, they're going to have to drop that Dora, or do they want to just go for the Yakuhai and then work the Dora into their hand? They don't get the extra point from having the closed hand for the Honitsu, so it's sort of, do you go for the tile efficiency, or do you go for safe tiles, or kind of a lot to think about over there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pio is able to safely get into Tenpai here. I don't know if he's able to maintain it here because the 5-pin is dangerous. But he is waiting on 7 mon with no Yaku. Oh, wow, what a scary reach! But maybe it has had to be done. It's waiting on the last two 7 mons in the wall, but he does not see any. So he may think he has all 4 available. Oh, and sets up the Suyu trap. But it doesn't matter. Kyle, unfortunately, deals in the 7 mon. Oh no!
Yeah, that is the risk with the early reach. You're applying a lot of pressure to everybody else. Everyone else has to, decide if they're going to try and dance around the information that's being added to the discard piles. But then if they are able to get their hand into Tenpai, then you have the entire game where you're risking paying into somebody's hand. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good position to be in, but unfortunately, you do run that risk of paying into somebody's hand.
It was unfortunate. Kyle did have the better weight there.
And that drops him down into 4th place now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he did lose his dealership, so he will need a Mongon, maybe 2, in order to come back here. He should be looking to make as big of a hand as possible. And now Pio is sitting more comfortably, no longer in last place.
Wow, Kyle with a third early reach.
This time with a not so great weight and no value here. Of course, the other players don't know that. So it is still applying some pressure here. Alexander is probably going to go full force. He needs to win this hand and continue the dealership in order to have a chance. Okay, and is able to call from Tenpai here. Waiting on the 5 or 8 mon. Still plenty left in the wall. 5 left. Let's see if he can draw it. Again, Austin and Pio seem to just be trying to play as safe as possible. Of course, there's not that much information available. I wonder if they can tell that Alexander's in Tenpai, but it does not matter. Kyle deals in again when he's in reach.
Unfortunately, like I was just saying, that's the downside of that early reach is a lot of times you don't have that many tiles that you're waiting for, so you end up just going through the entire game, blindly discarding into other people's hands. So it's a very difficult position to be in.
Yep. Unfortunately, you may spiral out, but again, Kyle's only option is to try to gain as many points as possible. And he only has 2 hands to do it, so time is ticking for him. Right now, Alexander is just going as fast as possible as well. If he still has a chance to overtake Austin into first place, which would be amazing for his chances to get into the finals. Especially if he wins this hand, he just continues his dealership. It will be great. Austin is Ishan 10 with no Yaku. I wonder if he hits Tenpai, if he's going to reach. He may not. He may choose not to because it is dangerous.
Yeah, I'm seeing Kyle. Kyle looks like he's trying to put together a either a Sanshoku with the 789 or potentially a Chanta over there with 1 Dora in hand.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's able. Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I think he may even be trying to look for Kokushi here. Trying to just guarantee himself a big number of points. Try to luck his way into the finals.
Yeah, he's got 9 of them, but going into the second row, it's not looking too hot, especially since Austin already has 3 of the Easts in hand.
Yep. All right, Alexander's in Tenpai. Not a big hand for, so it's only going to be 1,500 points plus the 300 points in the middle, but he is the only one in Tenpai right now. Pio also has 2 calls, but is waiting for the green dragon. But he does get it. All right. If Pio wins his hand, then he's looking very nice. He has good prospects to go into the finals. He just needs to maintain the second place and pass Alexander's dealership. We'll see what happens. He only has he only has 2 6 pins in the wall. 9 pins are being used or discarded already. Ooh, Alexander has a choice? No, he does not. He probably does not want to go into Furry Tenure. Probably does not want to go to Furry Tenure. Yeah. So he's waiting on the 8 mon and the 8 pin. 3 left. 2 left. 2 left. It's 2v2. Oh!
Oh, with the Chitoitsu reach, yeah.
Wow.
For a moment, I thought he might be trying to go for a Sho Sangen.
Oh.
But,
oh no. Is Pio gonna deal in? Oh no. Deals in. to Chitoy Chanta.
To Chantoy.
Oh,
That's a
Andy
big
Potts.
one.
I just saw that. 12,000 points. Wow, what a comeback. This is the big hand he needed. Kyle jumping from 4th place to 2nd place and knocks Pio, the big contender, to 4th place.
Wow, I definitely did not see that hand coming. I saw some potential in there, but I kind of dismissed it as, he is a desperate attempt to get some, really big points. That hand's not going to come together. Definitely proved me wrong there.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Austin's game plan is just to maintain 1st place and probably just end his dealership as quickly as possible, and so that doesn't go into Renshon. So Pio only has this one hand to make up the points he just lost, and Alexander also just has this one hand. Otherwise, it may look like Austin and Kyle may be moving on. We both have to check the math on that because it is really close.
Yeah, Alexandra's hand looks like it's still 3 Shanten maybe, so still a ways out without any real obvious direction for the Yaku.
But Alexander still has a chance to make it to the finals if he can overtake Kyle here. They just trying to do the math here to see what they need in order to move on to the finals. Of course, they don't have time to calculate this unless they did it beforehand. But I think they need to be 2,300 points, 23,232. 23,200 points above Pio. Being Pio down in 4th place. So, how many points is that? 3. Okay, I think they still need a bigger. Kyle can't sit back and relax here.
No, I don't think anybody can. I mean, like we just saw, like it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that we're going to get, somebody jetting from 4th into 2nd or 3rd into 1st or something like that in a single hand.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh man, and Alexander is close to Tenpai. I guess he's running on 10, but has good weights everywhere. Kyle also Ishanten. Could go for Chitoy Ishanten, Ipeiko, looks like Ishanten, Ryampeiko Ishanten. Oh yeah, he's actually Tenpai. Oh, my bad. Wow. This is it for him.
Yeah, I have to imagine that Alexandra is going to end up fighting pretty hard since it's South 4. They're in 3rd place. They really want to get up into 2nd. And I mean, by the looks of it, they're all set up for a Tanyao.
There it is. There's only 2 3-pins. Oh, they're all being used by Pio right now. So right now, Alexander has no outs in the wall. He has to hope that Pio discards the 3-pins here.
Yeah, but considering that that's also part of their Ipeiko, it doesn't seem like they're going to let that go. Especially with how few Pinzu have been discarded into Alexandra's discard pile.
Pio has a choice here. He is Tenpai, and he doesn't need to throw. He needs to throw the 3-so or the 6-so in order to keep Tenpai, or 9-so there. But no 10 for everyone, or everyone's Tenpai except for Austin. Again, so this is a really close. If I did my math correctly, I think Pio still squeaks out into the finals, but we'll have to get official confirmation from this. That was a super exciting round. Austin getting to an early lead and maintaining his strategy throughout the round, and Kyle with a comeback. Chitoy Chanta reach Ipatsu in South 3 to have a chance in order to get into the finals. We'll have to see what will happen.
Yeah, I'm looking at the current point standings, and I don't know if this is official yet or not, but what I'm seeing is that Austin is in first with 36.3, and Pio is in second with -10 at that table. Kyle third with -12.4, and Alexandra in fourth with -24.9.
Oh wow, that is so close for second place. That must feel bad for Kyle not being able to convert a comeback here. But you know, it was well played. Pio, he deserved to have this chance because he did get first place in the first Hanjon, you know. But that is the benefit of winning the first Hanjon. You have way more leeway going into the second Hanjon. Even if you get fourth place here, even if he did get fourth place in the second Hanjon, he may still be able to make it to the finals.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive that he was able to make it into second place with a negative score, which just goes to show like how big of a lead Austin had, exiting game two at plus 20 or sorry plus 36-3, and then second place is -10. That is a huge gap.
Wow.
You typically expect to see first and second positive scores, third and fourth negative scores with such a small sample size, but yeah, everybody but one person negative is that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. It looks like we have the other table stream coming up here. It's in South 3. We have Brandon in first. No, Aladi in first place with 46,000 points. Then Brandon with 33,000. Timo at 28,200 with his dealership. Remember, Timo did get first place last Hanjon. And then Cassandra, unfortunately, with 12,200 points, without a dealership left. I believe Cassandra was also last place at her table last Hanjon. So unless she can get a Yakima, I'm not doing the math here, but it will be very tough for Cassandra to make it to the finals here. So it is right now a fight between Aladi, Brandon, and Timo for first and second at the table. So the standings I have, Timo, was able to get first. Aladi was second. No. The last hand, and Brandon was in third in the last Hanjon. But he deals in, unfortunately, the dealer. So right now it's looking like everything maintains the same. Timo and Aladi would move forward. Aladi maybe should try to just keep passing dealership forward. Even if she gets overtaken by Timo here, she will advance to the finals. So she's in the position where that Austin was in the last table. So we'll see if she's able to maintain the strategy.
Yeah, it's definitely not a big enough lead to feel comfortable, but I mean, being South 3 and she has a big enough lead, definitely want to aim for those quick, the Tanyaos or the Yakuhais or whatever, just really quick low points hands you can get just to keep moving that dealership around and end the game.
There it is. Brandon Kahns trying to get a lucky break here. He is kind of close to Honitsu here. So, and the difference between him and Timo is not big at all. Only 1,000 points. That's any hand to win.
The difficulty's gonna come if he ends up waiting on the West as a pair weight, because I don't think anybody's gonna want to drop one of those. So he's probably gonna have to rely on a sumo.
Yeah. Timo able to match everyone's calls and calls 3 times himself with 3 Dora. This is ideal situation for Timo. This is a dealer Mongon will place him really close to first place, and if he sumos, they overtake.
No. Oh, and there's the Ron.
Cassandra dealing it again, cementing her in 4th place probably. Brandon's not happy to see that, but again, Aladi, even though Timo is getting close to Aladi not have to, take unnecessary risks. She did get second in the last Andron. Brandon is the one who needs to make big hands here. He does have his dealership left, so anything can happen in this Andron. Looks like Timo is Ishan 10 and with 2 Dora. Wow. He may run away with this East his dealer turn. We'll have to see. No one else is even close.
Yeah, Aladi's still quite a ways away from getting into Tenpai. Maybe with like a Pinfu or something like that, and 1 Dora. So hopefully she can find the right tiles, or they can find the right tiles and finish up their hand. But
Timo makes an interesting choice, deciding to discard the 9 Mon and go for Chitoi Ishanten instead of Sango. And here it kind of bites him, but maybe it's part of the strategy. He can Damaten this Chitoi hand instead of reaching. We'll have to see. There it is.
Aladi's deciding not to reach.
Yes.
Aladi's making strong moves for the Itsu reach with the Dora.
Yeah, it's easy to reach with the Dora. Both Timo and Aladi have big hands here. Aladi with, Itsu Pinfu Dora. Wangan here. So this, even though Brandon's not winning this hand, it could make a difference in the standings. If Timo is able to hit Aladi, then Brandon may be in good contention, but instead Brandon deals in. There it is. There's the Mangan. Wow.
Pushing them even further into 5th place and moving the dealership into South 4. So we are almost there, 1st and 2nd with 55-2 and 43-4. Unfortunately, 4th place is at -100. So right now the battle is really between 1st, 2nd, and 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah. So again, it is Brendan's dealership, so anything can happen. But he does have a lot of points to make up, especially since Aladi is in the lead against Timo. So it makes the math a little harder for Brendan.
Brandon was already 3rd in the previous game, so they're going to need at least a strong 2nd in order to move on to the finals.
Yeah, exactly. And because Timo and Aladi, it's really unlikely that they're going to end up 4th place in this Hanjon. So, he has his work cut out for him. That's for sure. Timo and Aladi may just look to get some quick hands and end this dealership. Aladi with the green dragons. So, something really easily callable. We'll see. Brendan is Ishan 10 though. No value besides Tanya, but it may be what he needs to get started. Aladi Yashanten has can call the green dragons if it comes out. Cassandra looking like she's just trying to deal as many things as possible, but the green dragon is in her hand. I'm not sure if she's going to deal it out. Maybe she just doesn't want to feed anyone, or she's just going for as big of a hand as possible that she can aim for. But that does make it hard for Aladi if Cassandra decides to keep that green dragon. Instead, Aladi does draw the 7, so does have is Ishanten without calling the green dragon. Could just maintain Tenpai if she doesn't get the green dragon. We'll see.
Yeah, might maintain Tenpai, might also choose to reach just to keep the pressure on everybody else and hope that they end up either folding or dealing in under pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but Brandon does hit Tenpai here. Waiting on the 2-mon and the 3-pin. He does need to win this hand in order to keep playing and have a chance at the finals. Oh, and Cassandra deals it in. So, looks like we both continue with Brandon's dealership. We'll see if he's able to maintain it. He does have
he's still got a big hill to climb, but a dealer Mongon will definitely push him up into second place. So it's not like all hope is lost at this point. There's still plenty of opportunity to move on to the finals.
Yep. And calls the 3-mon. A very interesting choice. Probably thinking about going for Sanjoku or pairing up one of their Yakuhide tiles.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a stretch at this point. What do you think the odds are that that was a case of, the button lit up and you click on it just out of instinct?
Well, I think he does have a game plan. Whether or not it's going to pay off is the real question here. But it looks like he is trying to force a Chanta with the Dora, and if he is able to win it, it is Chanta's Shanchoku Dora too. That's a dealer Mongon,
Yeah, but we're also seeing 2 of the 2-pins and 2 of the 3-pins being discarded by Alexandra already. So being able to complete the 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku is not looking too hot at this point.
That's true. So, yeah, I mean, right now it's looking like the call may not have been the wisest choice, but it is the highest variance. Looks like Timo, is keeping the wind tiles with them, but he may discard some of them in order to maintain to get into Tempire. I wonder if he's gonna discard the East Dora wind if he gets the Tempai.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he's probably gonna want to discard the forest before dropping the East. I mean, the East is not only valuable to him, but valuable to everybody else on the table, being the Dora. So, yeah, I'm guessing that the 4s are going to come out before the East.
Yeah, and now Brandon calling the 1-pin again. So, Timo must be wary of any big hands that's possible, which for Chanta, for example. So it looks like he does start to bail his hand as fast as possible. So it doesn't look like he's going to be pushing his hand anymore. And Aladi calling 2 tiles and getting into Ishan 10.
Yeah, forcing that Toy through.
Yeah, he just wants to get the hands as fast as possible. So even if the 3 or 6 mon comes over, he probably will call it in order to just win the hand. But Toy is, and it would be a nice finish to the round.
The discard of the 9-pin from Brandon is sort of surprising to me.
Yeah, that is very surprising. Oh, but it does not matter. Oh my God, this is the dream. He doesn't have Sanshoku, but he does have Chanta Dora too.
Yeah, well, he's already called one of the 3s that he needs. All the rest of them look like they're in the wall, so odds are pretty good of him being able to draw that tile.
Yeah. Well, there it is. But unfortunately, Aladi's not going to discard it. Okay, Tempai. 2 left. There's 2 draws left for Brandon. Okay, does not draw that one. If he wins this, it will be big. Oh, it does not get it on the last draw. Okay, does Aladi discard the 6-mon or the 3-mon? Okay, 6-mon. That is the safer tile. Alright, and it keeps going. Brandon maintaining his Dealership still has a chance. Now starting out with the Yakuai pair and Adora. But Aladi has a good chance to stop the dealership now with 2 Yakuai pairs. Let's see who's going to be able to go faster at this point.
Yeah,
Okay,
if I had to guess, I would put my money on a Lodi, since they've got the double tunes and the double south right now.
Yep.
And there we go. So there's 2 Han on the table right now. Could easily put a third on the table, and currently 1 Shanten. So I'm guessing first place is just going to keep getting richer and end the game.
Yeah, it's looking like it. Especially since the Red Dragon is probably going to come out of Brandon's hand once he gets closer to Tenpai here. And that would put Aladi into Tenpai. Here it is. Tenpai on just the 7 pin for now. But it is very early.
Yeah. Teemo's got the 3-5-7, so if they end up drawing the 4-pin, I can see that 7 coming out immediately, since it wouldn't fit in their hand otherwise. I'm guessing that's probably where the
there it is.
There.
Alright. That puts a nail in the coffin for Brandon. And this one, does this mean Teemo and Aladi make it to the finals? Congratulations to them. A very nicely fought battle. Wow, that was exciting. So the finals, let's see if we can get the final standings on the board.
Yeah, looks like the scores have been updated. I would still probably call these unofficial, and they're also not sorted by the individual tables, but it looks like Elodie and Teemo are moving on with 58.7 and 45.5 respectively. And from the other table, it's going to be Austin and Pio with 36.3 and minus 0.1 from the first table that we were watching.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah. So final table is Elodie, Teemo, Austin, and Pio. Unofficially, again, something could come up. There could be some other discrepancy in the point recordings or something like that. But currently, that's what it looks like the finals table is going to be.
So coming into the finals, Teemo, Austin, and Pio were the top 3 seeds from the league. So they were able to maintain their top spots. And Aladi coming from behind, from the 5th seed, able to make it to the finals. So this is a battle for sure.
Yeah, Elodie finished 10th after the first round. I'm gonna try and track their scoring throughout the tournament. 8th after round 2. 16th after round 3. So things weren't looking too hot, but also not exactly out of reach. Oh, and then 19th after round 4. So yeah, things weren't looking so good, but they did manage to pull up into 5th after round 5, and then clearly they've made it to the finals table in first place. So it's a pretty nice comeback story.
Yeah. Well, it all comes down to this, to the finals.
All right. So we do have lunch break now for our players to make sure they are well energized and nourished for the finals upcoming. The finals are scheduled for 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern. So that is in 1 hour and 15 minutes, 75 minutes for those of you who like full numbers. This will be, well, these already were the last games being commentated by Mr. and Fake Gamer Guy. So everyone, a big shout out and big thanks to Mr. and Fake Gamer Guy for all of their help commentating this tournament. Mr. today, Fake Gamer Guy yesterday, and today. Very exciting. Always nice to have some voices behind to help guide you through the matches as well.
Thank you guys for having me. It was a wonderful time commentating on the semifinals. It was super exciting.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun doing this. It was nice being able to commentate with my fellow Seattle Richie Mahjong Club members today and yesterday, and you as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever the next event happens to be.
All right. Well, thank you. Any last shout outs, starting with you, Mr.?
Shout outs to Seattle Richie Modern Club. We've been around for quite some time, and we're still going strong. We have online leagues right now, and anyone that wants to participate can join us. We play our league games on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So please, if you're interested, just message one of us or any of the members in Seattle Region Mahjong Club. We can get you sorted out.
Cool. And Fake Gamer Guy, I know you had a chance yesterday, but one more time.
Yeah, one more shout out to the Seattle Richie Mahjong Club. Without them, I probably wouldn't. I would have no idea what Richie Mahjong is. I originally saw them at SakuraCon like 5-6 years ago. Got into the game because I saw it at one of the rooms that they were running, looked it up online. One of my friends happened to be a club member, introduced me to Edwin and everybody else in the club. I started attending the weekly Monday meetings, and now I'm a giant dork because of it. So yeah, big shout to the Seattle Richie Mahjong Club. And then, like I mentioned yesterday, and I think a little bit earlier today, I do have my personal project, www.mahjong.wtf, where I document Mahjong video games with reviews, videos, history deep dives occasionally, and lots of scans of box art, manuals, things like that, in case you happen to find a game at your local game shop that doesn't have the manual or anything like that. Then you can look it up and see how to actually play the game. Or just kind of see how games evolve over time. So that's what I'm working on most of the time.
All right, cool. Well, thank you. We have a request in Twitch chat for the Seattle Richie Mahjong Discord link, if you guys are willing to share it.
Yeah, let me get that for you guys. I'll post it in the stream chat when I have it.
But other than that, we will be taking a lunch break now. Remember, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's in an hour and a quarter, 75 minutes. Take care and come back for the finals.
All right, I'll see you.